everybody, my name's Gareth and welcome to another Goliath guitar tutorial. This song is Make You Feel My Love, originally by Bob Dylan, but this is the Adele version that I'm teaching today based on my fingerstyle interpretation. If you want the tabs to be able to download and have alongside you as you're working your way through the lesson, you can find them in the description below. So for this guitar lesson, we are going to need a capo. So if you've got a capo, put it on the first fret of your guitar. And then also we need to tune down to a drop D tuning. So that means that the 6 strings down tuned 2 semitones, and it should sound like this with the capo in place. So just tune into me, or use your guitar tuner just to make sure that it's correct. And that's the rest of the strings. That's the first 4 bars. We'll just do the first 4 bars to begin, then we'll move on to the next 4 to finish the intro. We're beginning here with this finger roll. So that's open 5, 7th fret on the 4, 6th fret on the 3, and then 5th fret on the 1 and 2. You're doing a finger roll, so what you're doing is you're playing them all together, but spacing them out slightly, starting with the deepest, ending with the lightest. That. If you can't do the finger roll, it's just something to practice. It's one of those techniques that you'll get eventually. So if it doesn't sound fluid like that, just play it straight for now, and then practice the technique and then add it in afterwards. So you start with that. Afterwards, you just play 1, 2, 3 and 4 together without the 5. Okay, next sequence, you play 4, 3, and then 2 and 1 together with a pinch in the 5, so you got that bass note. So the whole bar. Let's move on, bar 2, we play this. Okay. That's the whole bar. It's just the shape really, so you got 6th fret on the 6, 6th fret on the 4 with those 2 fingers, and then you've got like a D shape here. So it's 4th fret on the 3 and 1, barred, and the 5th fret on the 2nd with that finger in there. So this time you play them all straight. Again, 6, this time with a 4, 3, 2 and 1 rather than a 5 with the bass. You're now playing 6 on the bass, okay? And then you finish off the bar with just a 1, 2, 3 and 4 on its own. So that's the first 2 bars. Just to recap, this is what it should sound like from the beginning. The next bar, 3 and 4, you come here and do this. So we begin in this shape here. So where we were in here, previous bar, what we're doing is we lift off these fingers because they're kind of not staying where they are. You move down 1 fret with these 2 fingers, so you're starting on the 5th fret of the 6 and 4. You can actually leave that bar where it was, which are 2 frets beneath it, but this time you're just moving this finger from the 2nd string to the 3rd string. So now you've got 5, 5, you've got 4th fret on the 3rd, and then 3 and 3 on the 1 and 2 with them 2 there. So again, you just play this straight, followed by the 1, 2, 3 and 4. So you've got 6, 1, 2, 3, 4 to begin, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this sequence, so that is, we begin with the 3rd string, 4th string, and then we come down here to the 2nd fret on the 3rd string and play that with the 6th string, but then hammer up to the 4th fret on that 3rd string. You play the pinch, you hammer on, and then after that you play the 4th string again, still on that 5th fret. So all together. that's that picking sequence, and with the part before that. Okay, and then we finish bar 4, or finish the sequence. So this is a new shape again, open 6, 5th fret on the 5, 4th fret on the 4, 2nd fret on the 3rd, 3rd fret on the 2nd. So it's like a C shape, but you've moved up, and then you've added that 2nd fret on the 3rd in there. So what we're doing here is we're playing 6, 5, 4, 3 and 2, and then after that you're playing 5, 4, 3 and 2. And then to finish the bar, you're playing just a single note, which is the 4th string. Okay, the timing of that will become apparent when I play it through with the next section, but for now we're just going to stick to the first 4 bars of this intro just to keep it tied in together, just so we can repeat this bit so you can learn it, and then when I play it all together you'll see how it fits. So bars 3 and 4 together play like this. So before we move on to the next 4 bars, or the final section of the intro, we're going to recap the first 4 bars, so what we've learned up to now should play like this. Okay, the next section, which is the final part of the intro, bars 5 through 8. Okay, so we come here, open 6, 3rd fret on the 4, 2nd fret on the 3rd, 3rd fret on the 2. You play all them together, and then you just play the 4 and 3 together, still in the same position, and then we do this sequence. So we're playing, bringing the little finger over to the 5th fret on that 5th string. You play the 4th string where it still was on the 3rd fret, 5th fret on the 5th, and then you play a pinch, open 1 and 6, and then you bring this middle finger from that 4th string 3rd fret to the 2nd string 3rd fret. You play that, okay, and then you play the 3rd string still on that 2nd fret. And then you either pull off to open on that 2nd string, if you can do that, or just play the 2nd string open, obviously lifting that middle finger from where you've just placed it. Okay, so I tend to pull off, but then again, you can just play it straight if you want to. Okay, so we've got... Alright, once you've got that, bar 6 next. So this is an A position. You've got open 5, 2nd fret on the 4, 3 and 2. You play all those strings together. And then the second time you pinch it, you just do 5, 4 and 3. So you're leaving out the 2 on the second time. And then you play a 5 and a 4 to finish that bar. So that's bar 6, bar 5 with it. Okay, I played it really slow there just so that you could kind of visualize it. As you're learning, it's really better to play it slow, make sure all the notes are right, and then speed it up. So hopefully you've got that. Moving on, bar 7 and 8 next. begin here. So we're barring all the way across the second fret, okay, and we're adding in the fourth fret on the second string and fourth string, but we're only playing 5, 4, 3, and 2. Okay, so you've got fourth fret, 2 and 4, and everything else is barred on the second. Go, play it straight. The next shape, second fret on the 6, you're playing the open 4, first fret on the 3, third fret on the second. You're just playing them 4 notes. So, and then back up to here, which was the original position. Open 5, 7th fret on the 4th, 6th fret on the 3rd, 5th fret on the 2nd. You're just playing 5, 4, 3, and 2, like that, and just play it twice. Finishing off this bar, you've got those 3 notes there. It's just a straight pluck on 4, 3, and then 2. So we've got that's bars 7 and 8. Let's recap the final half of this intro, bars 5 through 8, play that all together, and then we'll play it as a whole, play the whole of the intro together afterwards, just to recap, just to make sure that you've got it all correct in your head. Okay? That's the second half of the intro. Everything together now from the beginning of the intro to the end plays like this. So verse 1, I've just played for you the first 4 bars that we'll be focusing on for the next section, and let's break it down for you. So you finish there. So the beginning of verse 1 begins with an open 5 and a pinch on the 5th fret of the 1st string. Okay, after that, you play that. So you've got a pluck on the 2, and then a pinch, open 5, open 1, back to the 2, and then back to the 1 again, still open. Okay. Now we come down to the 2nd fret of the 2 and 3. You play 2 and 3 together, hammer straight onto the 3rd fret of the 2, and then pull off again after a slight delay. Okay, hopefully you got that. Only plucking once. And then back to here. Okay, so that's the sequence. Obviously the first 3 notes are there from the previous bar, bar 8. But I play it together so you can hear the sequence as they merge together. Okay, after that, bar number 10, you come here. So we arrive at the 5th fret of the 2nd string, 4th fret of the 3rd string, and the 6th fret of the 6th string. You play them 3 strings together, and then 6th fret on the 4th string, play it once on its own, and the second time with a pinch on the 6. Okay, once you've got that, up to the 7th fret of the 1 and 2, and then down to the 5th fret of the 2 on its own. Okay? So that is bar 10. Bar 9 and 10 together with the last part of bar 8. Okay, hopefully you got that. Bar 11 and 12 next. So that's the sequence here in 11 and 12. So you come to the 6th string on the 5th fret with your ring finger, and you play open 3 and 4 together with it. Your little finger comes to the 5th fret on the 2nd string. That's the next sequence. So you play 2 on its own, and then you play a pinch with the 6 and the 1 being open. So it's, you play the 2 again, but now you pull off from 5 to 3. So that's the sequence there with the previous pinch as well. Okay. Now you're playing that, so you come to the 3rd fret on the 2nd, hammer up to the 5 and then pull back off to the 3. So after that hammer on a pull off, you play 6th string on the 5th fret still, up to the 6th fret on the 3rd string. So that's the sequence. So that's the hammer and pull off, 6 straight away, and then up to the 6th fret on the 3rd. So with the previous part, now you slide from 6 to 7 on that 3rd string, and you play the open 6th string when you reach that 7th fret on the 3rd. You don't have to pluck the 3rd again when you get to that 7th fret, but if you can't hear it, you could just pluck it if you wanted to. And then what I do then, slide it down slowly, and then land on that 2nd fret of the 3rd and play it on its own. And then after you play on its own, you play it with a pinch on the open 6. Now, you come to this position here, you play the open 6 with the 5th fret on the 5th, and then you play the 4th fret on the 4th on its own. And that completes bar number 12. Recap bar 12, so you've got it. Alright, and then 11 and 12 together. After that, goes to bar 13. But I'm gonna just recap bars 9 through 12 to begin before we move on, just to consolidate it, to make sure that you've remembered it before we go on and learn some more stuff. So now, where we were here, we're moving everything up 4 frets. 3 frets. So we come to the 8th fret of the 5th and the 7th fret of the 4th, and we're playing that with the open 6 string. So it's okay. So it's easy to do if you keep your fingers on the strings or close to the strings in that pattern, and you just move up 3 frets. Now, so that's the sequence there. I think it looks harder than it is because it's a lot of slides, but once you're here, So your index finger just does that, right? And we've got bass notes with that. So you play the 6th fret on the 3, slide up to 7. You play the 7th fret on its own and then play the 7th fret again, slide it back down to 6. Okay. And then same principle again, you play it once on its own, but this time you slide down from 6 to 4. And then the last one, you just pluck it on its own, just slide from 4 to 6. Okay, so that's the sliding sequence. I'll add the bass notes in for you now. So when you play that 7th fret on its own, without any slides, you play the bass note with it. And then you play another bass note when you hit the bottom of the slide from 6 to 4. So you don't actually play a pinch here, you play the 6th fret, 6th string on its own when the finger reaches the 4th fret, which shouldn't be plucked obviously because you're sliding down from the 6th fret pluck. Like that. So all together. Okay, that's how that goes. But with the previous sequence, obviously your fingers are kind of in place. So what I like to do to sustain the previous chord, just leave that little finger in place but lift the ring finger so I've got room to slide that index finger up. And then obviously when you get down to the bottom 4th fret on the slide, just lift everything up. You don't need to sustain the previous chord anymore. Okay. Now we're on to bar number 14. So we begin here, open 5, and then the 6th fret on the 3rd string. We're doing a quick hammer up and pull off to the 7th fret, back down to the 6th on that 3rd string. And then we're playing. So it's, you play the 7th fret on the 4th, slide down to the 4th fret, and then another pinch on the open 5th and 7th fret on the 4th. So after that, slide down up to the 7th fret and open 5, and then you've got that sequence there. So you're back in the 8th position, open 5, 2nd fret on the 4th, 2nd fret on the 3rd, 2nd fret on the 2. Right, so that is bar 14. 13 and 14 together. Like that. Moving on, 15th and 16th bar. Play like that. So what we've got is the same shape as before, which is barred the 2 all the way across, and then the 4th fret on the 2 and 4. This time we're just playing 5, 4 and 3 as a pinch. And then you're playing 2 plucks on the 3rd string. Then we're lifting off the 4th fret of the 2nd and just barring it on the 2nd fret, so it's 2nd fret of the 2. What we're doing is we're hammering up to the 3rd fret, like that. But as we hit that hammer up, we also play the 2nd fret on the 6, 4 and the 3. So it's, so you've actually got 4 notes there, but you're only plucking 3 because the hammer up counts as the other note. Hammer up from 2 to 3 on that 2nd string. After that, obviously you play the 3rd string on its own, still on the 2nd fret. And then you play play the third string again, but this, what you've got to do is move your fingers into the A position to play that sequence there. So it's the second fret on the third, and then you've got the open 5, second fret on the 4, second fret on the 2. And that starts bar 16. Okay, after that, you've got open 5, second fret on the 4, second fret on the 3rd, and then you come back to the original position, you play 5, 4, 3, 2. So the whole of 15 and 16 together. That goes like that. So let's recap 13 through 16, the second half of verse 1. We're playing like this. So the whole of the verse from bar 9 through to 16 plays like this. So we've done the intro and verse number 1. Moving on to verse number 2 now, beginning at bar number 17. 17 through 20 to begin. Okay, so that's how it goes. So we begin with the previous bar, 16. Okay, it's the same principle again. That kind of sequence belongs to this verse, but it's because it's on a different bar. I don't want to keep scrolling up and down, so we'll just play it as we're leading into bar 17. So we've got the beginning of verse number 2, open 5, 5th fret on the 1st, and we've got a really quick sequence. So from that pinch, you've actually got to play 2, 1, 2, and then 1 again with a pinch and open 5. But this 1, the first string that you're playing, after that first pinch has to be open. So you need to lift your finger from being flattened out there, to being just on the second string. So we've got, okay, hope you've got that. So the sequence, 2, 1, 2, 1 with a pinch. So it's okay, followed by 2 and then 1 again. Just after that pinch, you've got another 2 and then 1. And then we've got that sequence now. So it's a little bit different. You've got an extra note in there. So from the 2nd fret on the 3 and 2, you do that hammer up again. But now you come to the 5th fret on the 1. You do the hammer up and pull off. Right, so as you reach that pull off back to the 2nd fret on the 2, you then play 5th fret on the 1, 2nd fret on the 3 again. Okay? Hopefully you got that. So it is like this. And then up here, so it's an extra note in this sequence. Before we had a 6th fret on the 6th, 4th fret on the 3rd, 5th fret on the 2nd, but now we're adding in the 4th fret on the 1st as well. Everything after that's the same up to a point, so it's the 6th fret on the 4th, and then a pinch, 6 and 4 together. This sequence different? Last time we played, but the second time you've got that 7th fret on the 1 and 2, hammer up to the 9 on the 2, okay, back down to the 7th fret on the 2, and then the open 1. So that's the sequence. So that finishes bar number 18. So you've got so just to recap then, 17 and 18. Next up are 19 and 20. So we'll start with that. Again, 5th fret on the 6th string, open 4th and 3rd. Now we play the 5th fret on the 2 and then the open 1. And then we play a pinch, 5th fret on the 2 and 6. And then we play 2 on its own, pull that off from 5 to 3. Then you play the 3rd fret on the 2nd on its own once, and then you play it again with a pinch at the 6th string for that bass note. So that's that sequence. I'll play it once more. Now, so this is the sequence here. It begins very end of bar 19 and through bar 20. So you play 6 on the 3rd string, slide up to the 7, and then you play the open 6. And then you play the 7th fret on the 3rd, slide up to 9. And then down to the 7th fret on the 3rd, play it with an open 6. Just straight this time, no slides or anything. And then down 1 fret, play it on the 6th fret of the 3rd. So it's there, and then 5th fret on the 5th string with the open 6, and then that 4th fret on the 4th string. So it's okay, have those notes sustaining there in that last position when you reach them. So that's the sequence in bar number 20, 19 and 20 together. That's 19 and 20, hopefully you've got that. 17 through 20 to start verse 2, the first half of it. So that's the ending of this verse the second time, or verse 2. I'm playing that. So that same position, open 6th, 8th fret on the 5th, 7th fret on the 4th. So you're playing the 6th fret on the 3rd on its own, and then you're playing it again with a pinch in the open 6, hammering up to the 9th fret on that 3rd string, and then sliding back down. After the hammer up, just sliding down, not plucking it, just hammering up and sliding down. And then once you've got down to the 6th fret, then you pluck it again. Okay? Now, play a pinch 6th fret on the 3rd with the open 6, pull off to the 4th fret on the 3rd, and then back up to the 6th fret on the 3rd and just pluck that on its own. You've got that's that sequence there for bar number 21. And then the next sequence, so you come up from the 4 to the 6 in a slide, but you're sliding into the 6, you're not lingering on the 4 at all. You play that with the open 5, up to the 9. After that 9th fret on the 3rd, you come to the 7th fret on the 4, and then you play the 5 open on its own, and then slide down afterwards from the 7, because it's been sustained. Hopefully you can slide down. It's not supposed to sound that loud, but like that, and then come to the A shape, 5, 4, 3, 2 on the 2nd fret of the 4, 3 and 2. Like that. So that's bar 22, 21 and 22 together. So now we've got the same sequence as earlier with one key difference. When you get to there, you're doing that, which is difficult because you're using your little finger, but you build the strength up, you'll be fine. Instead of just playing the straight 3rd string again, you come to the 3rd string, but you're on the 6th fret, sliding from 6 to 4, and then pulling off to 2. Okay, if you haven't got the finger strength for that, don't worry, build it up over time. Just pluck them straight for now, like that, or find another way to play those 3 notes. My version has the 3 notes played by the 1 pluck and the little finger. You don't have to do it like that for now until you build up the strength. Find another way to do it. Do that if you need to. And then, same again. To the A position, you play the 3rd string on the 2. And then you stop bar number 24 by playing 5, 4 and 3. Sorry, 5, 4 and 2. And then you finish up with the 5, 4 and 3 straight after that, and then it's the next sequence that leads into the bridge. I'll deal with that in just a second. And then, so this is the lead in now to the bridge. So you play open 5, and then that sequence was open 5, 6th fret on the 3, 5th fret on the 2, hammer up to the 7th fret on the 2, and then you play the 5th fret on the 1 on its own. That's the sequence. And that leads you into the bridge, which we'll go into in just a second. Let's recap bar 23 and 24 then. Let's recap bar 21 through 24, which is the 2nd half of verse 2. And now I'm going to recap the whole of verse 2 for you, just so you can get it set in your mind, so you can hear it played as one entire section, and then I'll move on to play the bridge. Okay, so after the, we're into the bridge. That's the first 4 bars of the bridge. So we begin here, open 6, 7th fret on the 4 and 3, and you are in the position of the 5th fret of the 1st, you don't play that just yet, so you start with a 6, 4 and 3. So that's the sequence, 6, 4 and 3, and then 1 twice, and then you do the finger roll 6, 4, 3 and 1 together. And then first string again twice after that. And then, so you come to the 9th fret of the 2nd string, you play that with the open 6, you slide straight down to the 7th fret, and then you play the 7th fret again on the 2nd. Like that. Now, 26 and bar 26 even. That sequence there. So begin in this position, 7th fret of the 4, 6th fret of the 3, 5th fret of the 2. You play 5, 4, 3 and 2. And then come down to the A shape in the open position. You play the 3rd string and then the 5, 4 and 3 together. If you want to add a little slide in between, you can. I sometimes do. Mainly on that 3rd string. Okay, it gives it a little bit more kind of substance to it. Followed by that sequence there. So it's 5, 4, 3, 2 in this open A position. And then to finish off this bar, 2nd fret on the 6. So you got that's bar 26. 25 and 26 together, beginning of the bridge. And now bar 27. So you come here, the 3rd fret on the 6 and the 4, and then the 1st fret on the 3. Okay, so them 3 strings together, and then 3 plucks on the 2nd fret of the 2. Okay, what you do now is you move the 6th and the 4th string up 1 fret to the 4th fret. So you play them both together, but you play it with the 2nd fret on the 2. So it's 6, 4 and 2 together, but you're pulling off from 2 to open on the 2. You're playing it on its own afterwards, or open, the 2nd string open. So you've got, after that, you've got a pull off from 4 to 2 on the 3rd string, followed by 2 single notes on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. And then you're into the A position again, so you could prep that beforehand by getting your finger in shape during this pull-off. And this is the beginning of bar 28, so it's the open 5, 2nd fret on the 4. And that's the sequence, so it's pinch, 4, 5, and then 4 and 3 together, 4 and 3 both being on that 2nd fret. So we've got to finish this bar, we did what we did at the end of verse number 2, which is the open 5. You play the 5, 3 and 2 in this position, hammer up to the 7th fret, and then the 5th fret on the 1st string. Okay, so we have So to recap, bar 27, 28. And now to recap the bridge so far, bar 25 through to 28. So that's the first half of that bridge. And what we're doing now is we're kind of repeat. So we repeat to the first bar at least. So, but now, when you play this, you play 5, 4, 3, and 2 in this position. But immediately, you play the 2 again and slide up to the 10th fret. And then you play the 10 with an open 5. And then you play the 11th fret on its own on the 3rd string. And then you play the open 5 on its own. And you add a little vibrato in here just to give it a bit of depth. Just on those 2 strings. So what we have is and then we're into the very last part of this bridge, 31 and 32. Which is that sequence there. I'll break that down for you now. You begin here, 2nd fret of the 2nd string and the 5th string with the 4th fret on the 4th string here. You just play those 3 strings to begin. But you pull off from 2 to open on the 2nd string, followed by 2 plucks on the open 2. Okay? And then you play 5, 4, and 2 again, but hammering up from open to 2, or this open to the 2nd fret, this time on that 2nd string. So it's great. After that hammer up, pinch, then you play the 2nd string again on the 2nd fret twice. Okay, like that. Okay, and then after that, you come there. So it's easier to bar all the way across just now on that 2nd fret. So you're playing the 2nd fret of the 5th string and the 5th fret of the 2nd string. And then you've got that hammer up from 2 to 4 on the 3rd string. Like I said, if you fretted your finger all the way across to bar it, then that makes that easy. So we've got and then after that you've got 2 plucks on 6, 5, and 4, all on the 2nd fret. Okay, leave those fingers there, right, where after you've hammered up to that 4th fret on the 3rd string, because next you've got a sequence there which is 3rd string, 4th string. 3rd string went on the 4th fret, obviously, and then the 4th string is still on that 2nd fret. We'll just do that for now, and then I'll teach you the next bit, which is pinch harmonics, and it's a different technique, so we'll get into that in a sec. So that is 31 and 32, other than, so as you can see in the tabs, it's got the 1st and 2nd string with a 12 fret on it, but it's in square brackets, which means it's a pinch harmonic. So what I do to achieve this is you touch the 12th string with your index finger really lightly here. If I move over this way, maybe you can see a bit better. right? So I'm touching the 12th fret from the capo, so it's one up from the dot here, which means, and that's where the capo is 12 frets from. And then you touch the first and second string, and then behind it you rake it. So you try not to catch the third string because you don't want to make that pluck, but you use your ring finger on my right hand, raking up the two strings. So the two strings ring out as I'm touching them, but then I lift my finger away and allow them to chime out with the harmonic sound, like that. One other tip as well is if you find yourself catching the third string, just mute it with your left hand. Put your finger on the string, on the third string, and so that if you do catch the third string, there's no sound that comes from it. I find that helps. Okay, so the very next pinch harmonic, you can't see that on the tabs if I just shift it over so you can see. The very next pinch harmonic is the open 5 with just the second string rather than the first and second string together. Move that forward again, and move that over again so you can see. This time, dead above that metal part of your fret, you play the 5 with your thumb, you play the 2 with this finger here, but you're touching it on the 12th fret. And now, you're hammering on, after that pinch, to the second fret on that second string. So there is a bit of a tricky sequence. You play touch 1 and 2, you rake them, and then you just pluck the 2 with the 5, and then you hammer on. Like I said, if you're catching the 3 like I was there, just touch it with this finger. That's how I practice. I do that a few times until I'm happy with it. So from where we were before, if I just move the tabs back so you can see the whole of the end of the bridge section, we'll go from 31 to 32. That's how that goes. And then for bass 29 through 32. So next I'm going to play the whole of the bridge section, bar 25 through 32, so you can hear it played as one. Then I'll move on to verse number 3. It goes like this. So verse 3, after the beginning of it, which was that, you gotta go straight in. So it's, you've got that. So it's, you play the second fret on the second string, slide straight up to the 5th fret, and then you play the open first, open 5th. Followed by the second string and then the first string open again. Okay, and then you do that again, which was the same as the first verse, not the second verse, just the straight hammer up and pull off. So with the, so that's the first bar of 33. And then exactly the same as the first verse where you got that same sequence, the simple version of it. Play 33, 34 together so you can hear it. And now we come to the bar 35 and 36, so it's a different vocal melody here. like that. So we're coming to the 5th fret on the 6th string with our little finger now. Just we've got enough fingers here to do the next sequence beneath it. So it's the open 3 and 4 with that 5th fret on the 6th string. That's the sequence. So two plucks on the 2nd fret of the 3rd. And then up to the 4th fret on the 3rd. So you're going from the index finger to the ring finger here on the 3rd string. But this time you're playing 6, open 4, and then that 4th fret on the 3rd. Now, you come to the 2nd fret on the 2nd, playing it, pulling it off, and then coming to the 2nd fret on the 3rd. And then after you've played it once on the 2nd fret on the 3rd, the second time comes as a pinch with the open 4th, 5th fret on the 6th. Okay, so all in all so far. And then you come to the 4th fret on the 4th, you play it, slide up to the 7th, and then you play the open 6. And then you do that sequence. So it's the 4th fret on the 3rd, you play it on its own, you slide up to the 6th, and then you slide back down. Okay. And then down to the 2nd fret on the 3rd, you pluck the open 6 with that 2nd fret on the 3rd. And then open 6, 5th fret on the 5th, 4th fret on the 4th. And then obviously the next you go up to there. I'll teach you that sequence and how you play that in just a second. Let's just consolidate what we've learned here to begin with, 35 and 36 together. Okay, so 33 through to 36, the whole of this first half of verse 3. So now we're in verse 3, the second half of it. This time we play this. So that is pretty straight after this first section here. So back up to here, open 6th, 7th fret on the 4th, 8th fret on the 5th. Pretty straight here. So you play 6th fret on the 3 once, and then you play it once with the open 6. And then you play the 3rd time by hammering up to 9. Then you continue the sequence by playing 9, 9 once on its own, once with the 6, and then once on its own after that. And then that is bar number 37. 38, you play it with the open 5th and a 9th fret on the 3rd. You slide out downwards towards the 2nd fret. When you get to the 2nd fret, you play it, and then you play in the A position, the A open position, play open 5, 2nd fret on the 5th, 2nd fret on the 4th. Like that, okay? Okay, and then we finish up like we have done in the first verse, I believe. That is exactly the same as the end of the first verse. So bar 39 and 40 again are a repeat. I won't go through that in detail. So 37 through 40. what we do now is if we go to the very beginning of this verse number 3, we play it all from the start, it should play like this. Okay, so the next section is the solo section. And onwards. So I'll just play the first, or teach you the first 4 bars for this verse, bar 41 through 44. So where we were there at the end of verse number 3. But now we're playing open 5 with the 9th fret on the first, trying to retain the position of the other fingers there, just to allow them to ring out, and also because you're going to need them again in a second. So that's the sequence, so it's that pinch, and then we play the 4th string, and then the 3 and 2 together, and then you play the open 5, down to the 5th fret now on the first, and play the 5th fret on the first and second together. So it's. So that's bar number 41. And then you've got here, to this position here is the 6th fret on the 4th, 4th fret on the 3rd, 5th fret on the 2nd, 7th fret on the 1st. You play all those strings together, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then you play, so it's 3, 4, 3, 2. Okay? So we've got, followed by 4, and then up to the 7th fret on 1 and 2, 4th string, 6th fret, and then down to the 5th fret of the 2nd string after the 1 and 2 together there. So we've got. So that is bar number 42, and with 41 together, we've got this. Next, we're into bar number 43, so we've got. So this position here is you've got 7th fret on the 1st string, you've got the 5th fret on the 2nd string and the 4th string with them two, and then underneath here you've got the 4th fret on the 3rd string. So to begin with, we're playing just 4, 3 and 1, and then you've got the 2, 4, 3, 2. So it's the pinch, then 2, 4, 3, 2. And then you play the 4, and then the 1, 2, and 3 all together to finish that bar. Okay, next, you come here, 5th fret on the 1st, 7th fret on the 2nd and 3rd, open 4. So that's how you finish on there. And if we go here, and then in this position on bar 44, you play the same kind of picky sequence as bar 42, which was 3, 4, 3, 2 after the pinch. And then you play 4, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then to the 7th fret on the 1st string. Just make sure we've got that to begin with, end of bar 44, so it's open 4, 1, 2, 3, open 4, 7th fret on the 1. That's the end of bar 44. So everything in bar 44 we've got. And then rewind bar 43 and 44 together. You've got this. And then rewind to the beginning of the solo section, so it's bar 41 through 44, plays like this. From there, you come to here. So it's open 4, 7th fret on the 3, 6th fret on the 2nd, and then the 8th fret on the 1st. Okay, and then that's bar 45 in total. So it's you've got that initial first 4 strings, and then down to the 7th fret on the 1st. And you've got the open 4, 7th fret still on the 3rd, and then down to the 5th fret on the 1. So it's okay. Now you play 4, 3 and 2 together, still where they are, and then 4 again. So altogether bar 45. And with the previous bit, just to kind of see how they flow in together, it should be like this. Okay, so onto bar 46. Plays like that. So we've got here is to the original position, 7th fret on the 4, 6th fret on the 3, 5th fret on the 2. Also 5th fret on the 1, you'll need it in just a second. You're playing 4, 3 and 2 to begin. That's the sequence, so you play all together 4, 3, 2 and 1. And then 4, 3, 2. Like that. And then up to the 7 on the 2 and pluck it with the 7th fret of the 4th. And then the 5th fret on the 1. And then to finish off, you play the 4th string and then the 3rd string. So it's, and then the whole of bar 46. Okay, so with the previous bit, we've got next 47 and 48. Like that. So 47, you come in here, 9th fret of the 4th, 7th fret on the 3, 2, 1. So you play them all together. Followed by 4, 3 and 2. Okay. And you come to this shape. So it's 7th fret on the 5, 3 and the 1, and then 3. And then you're putting your index finger on the 5th fret of the 2. So you're playing 5, 3, 2, 1. Twice like that. You play another last pluck on the 3rd string. Up to the 9th fret now on the 1. And then back to the 6th fret, sorry, a 6th fret here on the 3 and the 7th fret on the 5. That begins bar 98. I'll just recap what we have here for 47. Bar 48, not 47, 98. Okay, so that's the sequence 47. And then 48, again, open 5, 7th fret on the 4, 6th fret on the 3. So you play them all together, followed by 5, and then 4 and 3, 5, and 4 and 3, and then 5 again. So it's and then the end. It's kind of like the previous bridge kind of entry, but this time it's we've got another little wrinkle in there because we've got the. What I do is reposition my fingers, right? So instead of being like that as we was before with the index finger flattened on the 1 and 2, you've now got to bring the index finger free for this 4th fret on that 5th string. So therefore you're bringing your ring finger to the 6th fret on the 3rd. You've got your middle finger on the 5th fret of the 2nd. So as you pinch with the open 5, those 2 strings, you're hammering up to the 7th fret on the 2nd string with your little finger. And then you come into the 5th fret on the 1st string with your middle finger. And so your index finger is now free to play that 4th fret on the 5th string. And then into the bridge you begin this with that. I'll show you that in just a second, but just to get this finger positioning correct at the end of this solo section, it's quite important if you want to get that extra note in there. So we've got bar 48. Okay, I'll show you that again. You can see my fingers moving halfway through that bar. Okay, so bar 47 and 48 together. And then if I recap 45 through 48, so the second half of this solo goes like this. And so the whole of the solo then will play Right, so next we're into bridge number 2, and it is slightly different this time. It sounds kind of the same, but our finger position was different because we've had that extra 4th fret on the 5th string in the previous bar to leader. But because we've had to do that, our fingers are in a different position now. So we start there with the open 6th and the 5th fret on the 5th, and then 2 plucks on the 5th fret of the 1, which is there. And now we do this finger roll. It's on the open 6, open 4, 7th fret on the 3rd string, which we use a little finger there, and then it's the 5th fret on the 1st. So it's finger roll followed by 2 plucks on the 1st string after that. Same again there. So same again here where you slide down. Okay, so into bar 50. Slightly different this time because from here, where you're playing the 5, 4, 3 and 2 in that original position, you're now going down to the open A position, but you're playing this 2nd string. And then 5, 4, 3 and 2 all together there. Again, you could slide down. Last time it was that because you were sliding down the 3rd string. Now you could slide down the 2nd string because you're landing on the 2nd string. Like that. You could do that to add the extra effect. And then do the same thing again as last time. Slightly different in that final bar there, but everything else is the same. Okay, one difference here. Instead of that pull-off, there's the option here to do the slide down from 4 to 2 in that section. But don't worry too much about it. I just played it 2 different ways for the 2 different bridges. You could play it either way and it sounds almost identical, so don't worry too much if you don't want to do the slide bit. Okay, sequence is exactly the same. The only difference is that the first time there was a pull off from 4 to 2, second time there's a slide from 4 to 2. Nothing else changes, okay? So after that, beginning of bar 52, you play open 5, 5th fret on the 4. Then you play the 4, 5, but this time, so we've got so how you do this is you come to the 7th fret on the 2, 3 and 4, you play them all together, and then you come down to the original position again, open 5, 7th fret on the 4, 6th fret on the 3, 5th fret on the 2. So there's a bit of weird timing here. So after you do that, you play the 4th string on its own once, and then you play that same sequence again as we did when we led into bridge number 2 in the end of bar 48, in that weird finger position. So we've got okay, like that. So all in all, so 51 to 52, let's do that. And then recap to the beginning of this bridge, 49 through 52. Okay, let's move on. It is essentially a repeat to begin with in bar 53. That sequence again. The timing on this slide up from 5 to 10 is slightly different. Other than that, it's exactly the same. Bar 53 is the same as the first time in this. And now bar 54. Same sequence, slightly different time. And the first time we did. The second time. Timing on that is slightly different, other than that, exactly the same. And then we do have a different part here, 55 and 56. And that's the sequence there to finish off this bridge section. So we've got the same position to start. We've got a slightly more simple, let's say, sequence. So we begin with the 5, 4 and 2, and that pull off from 2 to open on 2. Obviously, 2nd fret of the 5, 4th fret of the 4. So you play them all together, pull off to open on the 2, and then play the 2 open. And then you got, without any hammer-ons or pull-offs just yet in this section, you just play 5, 4 and 2 once, and then the open 2 twice. So all in all, okay, back up to the 2nd fret on the 2. You play 5, 4 and 2 again, but pull off now, and then come to the 2nd fret of the 3rd, slide from 2 to 4. And then you land on the 2nd fret barred across the 6th, 5th and 4th string. You play play 6, 5, and 4, and then again. And do that just for now, so it's... So back to the beginning of 55. Okay, to finish off bar 56, we've got this. So where we were here, barred all across the second fret of the 6, 5, and 4. You need to continue that, so you barred on the 2 as well. But you leave your finger there on the 4th fret of the 3rd, and then you play 4th, obviously 16th fret. So it's above this dot here for me, where I'm touching and plucking behind it, specifically on the 3rd string, while I'm fretted on the 4th fret here on the 3rd. It's 12 frets above that, so that's here. So touching, plucking, and then pulling away, letting it chime, has to be directly above the wire of the string. And then, actually, you've got that, and then a bass note, open 6, just a normal note. Another pinch harmonic then, that's 2 frets towards your left hand, so where the other dot is, on the 2nd string now, obviously it's fretted on the 2nd fret, so you're plucking 2 frets down and touching, like that. So it's... And that's how you finish bar number 56, like that. So bar 56. And now 55 and 56 together. And now if we do the second half of this bridge, now the whole of this second bridge should play like this, and I'll lead in with the previous part. Okay, and last we were looking at verse number 4. Okay, we'll do that to begin, 57 and 58. So as we begin, we're playing the open 5, we're sliding in from around the 2nd fret position to the 5th fret on that 2nd string. So that's what we've got here. So you do that pinch in the slide, followed by 1, 2 on the 5th, still 1 being open. Then you play the 1 again with a pinch. And then to finish off, you play 2 and then 1 again. And then back to the first version of this, which was in the first verse and the 3rd verse, I believe. And then, but now, that section there at the end, which was in the 2nd verse, so it's like an amalgamation of 2 different verses, but it's all good. And now you've got that sequence next, 59 and 60 it is. So ring finger on the 5th fret of the 6th string with the open 4th and 3rd, and then 5th fret on the 2nd, then you pinch the open first with the 6th string again, and then back to the 2nd string, you play the 5, pull off to the 3 on the 2nd string. And then you play the 3rd fret again on the 2nd string. 6th string on its own. You slide from 6 to 7 on the 3rd string, and then you play the open 6. So you've got. And then from there, where you've slid up to the 7th fret on the 3rd string, you slide down to the 2nd fret, and then play that. Okay? And now what you do is you switch from your little finger, whatever you were using, to your index finger, because it's a lot easier. And then you've got to go. Okay, so you play open 6 with the 2nd fret on the 3rd, slide up to 4, slide up to 6. And after that now, you do this. Okay, again, another pinch harmonic sequence. Hopefully it's not too difficult to show you this time. But what we're doing is we're bringing in the 7th fret here on the 2nd string and the 3rd string. So these 2 fingers here to replace that one. So we're playing open 6. And then I'm touching above the 19th fret. I won't move my guitar over because you won't be able to see it. But it's the very last fret that I've got here. It's directly above that. So I'm touching that as I'm pinching. And then moving down 1 string to the 3rd string and doing the same thing there. Obviously, if your fingers are fretted in the right position, you'll get these notes. So it's. So that's the sequence. And with the previous part, you've got. Okay, I'll play that for you once more. From there, we'll just recap beginning of verse 4. Okay, now bar 61, the last part of the last verse of the song, we play. So up to here, open 6, 8th fret on the 5th string. So it's those 2, and then slide from 6 to 7 on the 3. So you play the 3rd string again on the 7th fret once you've slid up. And then you play a pinch, open 6th, and then the 3 again, still on that 7, just stay there. And then you play a slide from 7 to 6 on the 3, just on its own, nothing else. And then you play the 3 again, still on that 6th fret. And then 6 on its own, and then slide from 4 to 6, so you come down to the 4th fret on the 3rd string, and do that. So it's. Okay, and after that, this is exactly the same as we've done in the past. Okay, that's bar 62. We've got. Then we've got the end of this sequence here for the first loop through goes has that sequence there. So after the you come up here to the 6th fret on the 3rd string, 5th fret on the 1 and 2, you play 2, 3, and then 1 with an open 5. And then 2 again. So it's. Okay, so that's the first time through, and then the second time through, you actually slow down, so that's what these additional things are in the tabs. You play. So when you get there, that's the same. So we do the hammer up, you just play the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and then the 4th string, 2nd fret, and let it linger. Okay, and to finish off, we've got a slide into the 7th fret of the 4th. And then you play the open 5th with the 6th fret on the 3rd, 5th fret on the 2nd. This is the original position. Okay, and to finish off here, you've got a pinch harmonic there and there. So that's the 19th fret. So on that 4th string, because you're in this position on the 7th fret, fretted position, you touch on the 19th and pluck behind it. And again, because you're touching or fretting the 5th fret on the 1 and 2, you've got to do that raking position again. But you've got to find the right position. So in order for you to see that, I'm going to have to come over this way. And that is 1 above this dot here. So the 19th there on the 4th was here. My very last fret. Hopefully you've got as much frets as me. If not, you'll just have to like pick a spot up here somewhere and just reference the part of your guitar that it's on. So you do that there. And then these two here, 1 and 2, this is 1 above that dot there, 1 above, pluck the 1 and 2, and that's how that finishes. So if I put my guitar back into position, we've got so that's how that finishes. So what I'm going to do now is, if I scroll back, I can play the last 6 bars, let's say, from the middle section. And then the whole thing from the start of this verse, you just scroll that back so I can see. And that's the end of this guitar lesson. Hopefully you can play the whole song now from start to finish, and hopefully you've enjoyed the lesson. If you are a Patreon supporter already, huge thanks for supporting me. Go and check out the rest of the lessons at the Guitar Lesson Library after you've done practicing this one. Like I said, over 40 available now, and loads to get your teeth into. Be sure to check me out on social media, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. I post regularly all the videos of the interpretations that I can play on those platforms, so you can see the things that you could be learning over on my Patreon. And that's it for now. I'll see you again in the next video. Until then, bye for now.